Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. It's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Coming up, Bobby Stout on Lone Star Street Rod Association's yearly meetup in Granbury, Texas, of which we're going to be a part of in a couple of weeks.
Can't wait.
Later, look at the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong, and thanks so much for joining us today. Is Bobby ready?
Well, as soon as I can get him to unmute, he will be.
Oh, okay. Bobby, you need to unmute. And I don't know if you know how to do that or not.
Yeah, he's good to go.
Is he good to go?
Bobby Stout,
there you go. We can see you. We can hear you. Look at you, looking all pretty and dapper on a Saturday morning.
Happy to be here.
Well, thanks so much for joining
Don't lie to us.
Yeah,
No, I'm happy to be here.
yeah, we all are. Hey, man, we got a big event coming up here in a couple of weeks.
We do, and getting excited about it. It's a year-long process to get here, but the weekend goes fast, and it gets here fast on us sometimes.
You know, it's funny because we have a lot of events that we get involved with that are yearly events, and I think that most people, the casual listener, viewer of this show, really doesn't understand, but it really does take a year, because most of us don't devote full time to this sort of thing. Mm-hmm. It's a part-time thing, but to put on a show like this, it is a year-round event that you have to keep working on every week, at least doing something to get to the point where you can put on a great show like the Lone Star Street Rod Association show.
Well, that's very true. We actually, the show will end on Sunday, and on Monday we'll start talking about next year's event. So it's not a full-time job for all of us. All of us are volunteers, and none of us get paid for putting on this event. All the money goes to the association. From our vantage point, it's a labor of love. My tagline that I try to tell people is, I got interested in cars as a kid. I hung around drag racing for a long time as a teenager and starting into my young adult life. And then I got married, and the Friday night after I got married, I tore the transmission out of my car, and we only had one car. So I became a mechanic overnight.
Yeah.
And the tagline that I use is, it's a hobby that became a passion that became an obsession.
Yeah, there you go.
So that works.
That's a great way to put it.
That describes not only the participants that work on their own cars or that have cars and bring them. It's a chore to bring 1920s or 1930 model car across the state of Texas and have an event. So you have to be passionate about it. And for those of us that do things like work all year long on the event, that becomes a obsession for us. So I don't know what level you want me to go into discussing. I'm involved in my local club is the Christian Classic Cruisers here in the Fort Worth Metro Cities area. Lone Star Street Rod Association, which is we call it a statewide association, but it's multiple states. We have members that come in from Arkansas for this event each year. And then at a national level, I'm a member of the National Street Rod Association. So I'm an official at the National Street Rod. I'm a DJ, sound guy for Lone Star. And then for Christian Classic Cruisers, I'm the treasurer. I'm the nerd in the club. I do the website. I help people with their computers and their phones. And then I've been the treasurer since 1997. So all of that is a labor of love and a passion.
Well, that, sir, is all, combine all that, that's a full-time gig.
That's a lot. You're actually the Mike Mars of us.
Oh, well, it's full-time, but I have a full-time job that I work about 12 hours a day, all time, and on weekends as well. So I find time. I'm fortunate enough that my children are grown. Matter of fact, I categorized them as old a long time ago.
Oh, God.
When they reached the age of 50. I thought 50 was way over the hill. Now I have children that age. It's something that we want to do. We talk about, we go to dinner with car people most every night. We go to church with car people. We hold car shows at churches to bring in men and families into the church. So we are devoted to the car hobby.
Well, I have
Sounds
to tell
like
you
it.
that my wonderful girlfriend, Leslie Anikierico, she has, through me, been exposed for the first time into the car culture. And she had no clue. I think our first event that we went to was the Corvette Invasion last year. And she thought, well, that's cool. It was in a kind of like a cruise in, and I had taken her a couple of those. And then we go to the Hot Rod Tour of Texas. And that was a whole new experience for her because, as you know, being a car guy, there are so many different levels of all of this. There's the racing, there's the showing, there is the cruise-ins,
The street rodders, the muscle cars.
But what all brings it all together is the people
Exactly.
that are involved.
The network.
Yeah, the network of folks, and that's really what it's all about. Because without all the people, you wouldn't have all the cars and everybody having the same passion.
Absolutely. A very dear friend of mine is a chaplain of National Street Rod Association. And one of the things he tells people is the cars bring us together, but actually it's just a big family reunion. The cars are what we have in common. So you can look at I go to a car show in Louisville, Kentucky that will have in excess of 10,000 cars. And if you look at the hours that the show is open, the number of cars that are there, you have 8 seconds per car to see them all. and you don't go to look at the cars. Yes, I'm in Springfield, Missouri right now at a car show. We'll have about 1,500 cars here this weekend. And I'm one of the officials that are here and judging cars and doing things. But it's the people I talk to. I look at the car, I admire the car, look at engineering, I look at craftsmanship. I look at paint and upholstery, but it's the person sitting behind the car in their chair that I want to talk to. That's what is part of the passion, is the people. Absolutely.
And there's some great stories between the person and the car, not just about the build, but about the history. Some of it may be the emotion of this was the kind of car my mom and dad had when I grew up, and now I've created a street rod out of it. And in some instances, it may be the exact same car that their mom and dad had when they grew up, and now all of a sudden
and it's men and women. It's not just men that are the gearheads, the muscle heads. It's the women as well.
I will tell you, I married the right woman 55 years ago. She goes to every car show. I don't go to any event alone. If I'm judging cars, she can get out there and judge cars with me. If we're just walking around the fairground or a parking lot looking at cars, she's right there with me hand in hand. So it's men and women, and we tried to drag our children into it, our grandchildren.
Absolutely.
So it's a hobby that is very worthwhile. It can be expensive if you want it to be. I mean, we've got people that are building $2 million cars competing for the Riddler Award in Detroit every year. And then you got the guy that's got $5,000 invested in his car. So it crosses all types of people. It crosses all industries. It crosses all occupations. And at the same time, we all have the same uniqueness. When I pull up in my car, I can park right next to a car that, in my terminology, is a rust bucket. And mine's all shiny. It doesn't matter. We both get out, shake hands, sit and talk all day.
Exactly. And
so it's an event that we truly enjoy. And I will tell you that Granbury is a city that embraces us. So we're always happy to be in Granbury. We hold our meetings there. The Lone Star Street Rod Association comes in from around the state, as far away as Midland, from your neck of the woods, down in Houston, Cat Springs, and those of us in Fort Worth, and then there's some in East Texas. We drive to Granbury 4 times a year to hold meetings to make sure we're all on the same page and we're all at the same point and focused on the event that happens each year.
Well, Bobby, we've talked a lot about Lone Star Street Rod Association, but we haven't talked about your car. What do you have?
I have a 1934 Plymouth Coupe.
All right.
It's currently under, I would call it, re-restoration. We've had the car since '97. It had a 350 Chevrolet engine in it. And every time someone would come over and look at my Plymouth, and I had the hood up and I had it shining and you could see yourself in the valve covers and all that kind of stuff, they would look and go, "Oh no, it's just another Chevy." So they were walking over to a Mopar produced car, and they were expecting something different. So I explained to my wife, I said, when we get to the point we're going to rebuild, we're going to put a Mopar engine in this car.
Putting a Hemi in it?
We've got a 6.1 Hemi setting in it right now.
Oh, how cool.
If that's going to be the final engine, I'm not sure, because we're building from the frame up. I lifted the body up and either gave away or sold everything from the wheels and the frame, the engine, transmission. Every piece of it went away except the body. And I'm building from the frame up. And so we're in that process. I have to show pictures to people because I don't have a car to show them right now. I can talk to them about it, but I can't show it to them.
Now, are you buying? Did you buy a frame, or are you building it yourself?
No, sir. I'm not a builder. I can do some of the things, but there's some things I don't do, such as welding, painting, and upholstery, and high class body work. I can pull a dent out, but I can't do a rebuild or chop or anything else like that. So I have to depend on somebody else. I'm building a tubular frame. It's custom built per my designs, and obviously with the engineering capacity of the frame builder. Then when I get ready for paint and upholstery, I don't have to have the car at somebody else's shop.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd. I've been in computers since 1970. The Air Force taught me to be a nerd. And so I can do all the wiring. I can do all the mechanical. I can turn all the nuts and bolts and screws myself. But there's some of the things that require talent. And God blessed me with something else other than those talents. So I have to ask somebody else to assist me and then usually pay dearly for it.
Isn't there a TV show called That's My Final Engine? Because you brought that up. That's your final engine.
I don't think you can hear you. You need to speak up.
Yeah, I would say that was my final engine.
So did you get the engine out of a salvage car, or is this one of those that you ordered from Mopar?
No, I haven't ordered one from Mopar. This one came from a gentleman named Mark Campbell up at Street and Performance in Mena, Arkansas. It was an engine that he was putting in his own car, and we needed it in Chicago to have the frame built. So Mark crated it up, shipped it to Chicago, and then I brought the car back down to Arkansas to be worked on and have some modifications made on the metal. And when we picked the car up in Chicago and trailered it down to Arkansas, it wound up staying in the car. Unfortunately, Mark passed away, and they closed Street Performance. So I have a 6.1 Hemi, but I don't have the computers to go with it, and so that's another side of deciding what I'm going to finally put in it. So the engine will be built. The car will be driven on the road. So National Street Ride holds shows as far away as Bakersfield, California, or Burlington, Vermont, and Carolyn and I intend to drive our car to those events. So It has to be performance oriented. I mentioned I grew up in the drag racing world, and it's got to be able to go fast and stop fast. So the brakes have to be superb, and then it's got to be comfortable. And we obviously want all the amenities of 1934, like 6-way seats, cruise control.
Air conditioning.
Cold air, yeah.
Yeah, you got to have. Well, I have to have cold air. I married a cotton farmer's daughter, and she doesn't want to perspire, so the air conditioning must work.
Hey, I married a cotton farmer's daughter too. She grew up chopping cotton, the weeds out of the rows of cotton.
Really?
My wife did that too. But as a teenager, we've known each other since we were very small children. As a teenager, I volunteered to her dad. I'd come chop cotton just to be with her out in the field. So I was in love.
That's what you young kids are calling it now.
Yeah.
Cotton chopping.
Yeah, we know there's a backstory to that. We won't go into that right now.
No, we don't need to go there.
Let's talk about the event in Granbury in a couple of weeks. So when does it start, and what can we look forward to?
It starts on Friday afternoon. We start registration. We open registration. People pull into the park there at Hewitt Park in Granbury. Friday afternoon is kind of an all unofficial activity. As the DJ, I will set sound up on Friday morning, and we'll start playing tunes. We play predominantly 50s, 60s music. We'll slide in a few 70s here and there, but it's predominantly that genre of music that we're going to play. And we'll crank the sound up and let it play till about 8 o'clock that night.
I was kind of looking for a little hip hop myself, but
Oh, you were not.
I was not.
You can go on downtown. Well, you probably won't find that in Granbury.
You got to go to Dallas.
Well, Don,
you go on down the street and find it, but I don't believe you'll find it in Granbury. But the event, like I said, begins on Friday at noon. Saturday morning, my car club, Christian Classic Cruisers, as the host club, will show up at about 6 o'clock at the front gate, and we call that activity manning the gate. What we're looking for at registration is they issue a button that you pin on your shirt, and we're making sure that they have a window sticker on their windshield so that when they pull in the park, we know they're registered. It's sometimes a frustration for the new participant because he wants to come in the park and walk across the street to the convention center, but we want them to register before they can come in the park. So we direct traffic. So we're traffic cops. We're manning the gate for participant acknowledgement. Then if we need to assist someone in getting parked, we do that. So as a host club, we start at 6 o'clock on Saturday morning. The event officially, we shut down at 4. I continue to let the music play throughout the park until 8 o'clock that night. Then I'll shut it all down and load some of the sound equipment back up in the trailer. Then we come back on Sunday morning and we do a church service. We have a local gospel quartet group that will be singing called Living Water. One of their members lives in Granbury, and so it's a home event for him. They will be singing gospel quartet music, and then Jim Rowlett, the National Street Rod Chaplain, he will be bringing scripture and the word as a church service. So we do a partial church service. We have singing and preaching, but we don't take up an offering. Then we begin the award ceremony. So somewhere about 11 o'clock in the morning, we'll start with awards. And we'll be through with awards by 12:15 or so, and the event's officially over at that time.
How many awards are there?
As the host club, then we have to tear down all the sound. And you guys were there last year. I have speakers run entirely around that entire park so that I don't have to play the music loud. I tell everyone I'm a DJ without an ego. The music should be in the background because you're there to visit. You're not there to listen to my music and my PA announcements. So we start on Thursday morning and we finish on Sunday afternoon, and we do a lot of activities on Saturday.
How cool. Yeah. And you're so Granbury is such a welcoming city, very gracious to us when we showed up, and, they're so happy, actually proud to have Lone Star Street Rod Association come and do their event there. The city of Granbury and the officials there were pretty neat. They were fun to talk to last year.
I know that Kathy and I are very excited about going. And I was going to ask, how many awards do you give out on Sunday?
Each director gives an award, so there's 8. And then we have, there's probably a total of about 15 awards. There's things like we have elected, as directors, they have elected a street rodder and a Street Rod Lady of the Year, and we give them a chair that has been embroidered to have all their information on it. That award is probably the top award of everything going on because they serve as the Street Rodder and the Street Rodder Lady of the Year. That's a very honored award to get. And then there's clubs and organizations. Christian Classic Cruisers will give an award away. National Street Rod Safety is there to inspect cars, which is it's a free activity to the participant. They give an award away, so the state safety inspector that's there will pick a car that he likes. As a NSRA official, I will also pick a car that I like. Then we have various other organizations throughout the state that they want to give an award away. So somewhere between 12 and 20 awards, depending on how many other activities are going on.
Sounds like a ton of fun.
Yeah,
well, we're excited to be part of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to seeing you again, and we'll all get married in a couple of weeks.
Well, I'm excited, and for those that have cars that want to come participate during the award ceremony, we have a drawing for a Napa tool chest, and this at standing at 5'7", I can't see in the top drawers of it, so it's a huge tool chest, and it will have a screen on it, silk screen on it that will display the Lone Star Street Rod event activity on it. So we're all excited. We're looking forward to it. If you're in a nursing home and listening to this in Granbury, we'll drive through your parking lot on that Saturday afternoon. So that's one of the events that we do, that the Granbury Police that you talked about, the city of Granbury embracing us. The police department will give us an escorted drive through the city of Granbury to visit the nursing homes.
Wow.
How cool.
So that's
Nice
always
touch.
exciting for both the participant and the resident.
Well, Bobby, it's great to talk to you. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. I know you got to run, and you take care of yourself, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you at the park.
You
Thank
got
you.
it. Bobby Stout, Lone Star Street Rod Association, and the big meetup there in Granbury on June the 10th. Okay, time now for a couple of the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Got some recalls to tell you about. Mini. They still in business?
Yep.
Mini? Yeah.
It's kind of a leg of BMW.
Yeah.
It is.
They're not really mini anymore. They're getting bigger and bigger.
I know. So there's been a bunch of recalls. Control module in the footwell may short circuit. The Mini Cooper, the Cooper Clubman, the Cooper S, and the John Cooper Works.
You got to go get a pedicure to fix it.
2007 through 2014. Electrical short in the power liftgate module in the Jeep Cherokee, 2014 to 2016. Child seat anchors may not function in the Chevy and the GMC, the Equinox and Terrain, respectively, 2020 to 2023. Rearview camera image may not display in the Ford Explorer, the Lincoln Aviator, and the Corsair, 2020 to 2023. Mitsubishi Outlander, 2022 to 2023. Rearview image may not display. Porsche Taycan, incorrect brake pad wear indicator.
Wow.
Is that a safety issue?
It's an
How is that a
annoyance.
safety issue?
Probably a compliance issue more than a
Thinking
safety
that,
issue.
yeah.
It's
Got to remember, a recall can be either compliance, that they
Or
didn't
safety,
follow
yeah.
the rules, or safety because somebody's life's in danger.
well, there's that. Volkswagen Group and its Audi unit have agreed to an $85 million settlement in principle over violations of Texas environmental laws stemming from its diesel cheating scandal. That's according to embattled Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. The settlement stipulates that the German automakers pay a civil penalty of $85 million for their unlawful actions. Earlier this month, the Texas Supreme Court ruled the state environmental lawsuit against Volkswagen and Audi could go forward. Volkswagen, which declined to comment on Thursday, previously settled U.S. actions prompted by the emissions scandal for more than $20 billion,
Ooh.
but that did not shield it from local and state government liability, courts ruled previously. 2015, VW disclosed it had used sophisticated software to evade emissions requirements in nearly 11 million vehicles worldwide. It also misled the EPA, which started looking into the matter in 2014. Whoops.
Yeah, you know it's okay for the government to lie to you, but you can't lie to the government.
Yeah.
Or no, at least don't get caught. State of California has asked the Biden administration.
Please.
Has asked the Biden administration. I can't
You need to
believe
turn
it.
Talking about
down.
stupidity.
I
Turn him
can't
down,
believe
turn him
that
down.
Jack Nerad still lives
I
there.
know.
State of California has asked the Biden administration to approve its plan to require all new vehicles sold in the state by 2035 be either electric or plug-in electric hybrids, according to a letter seen by Reuters. The California Air Resources Board, which approved the plan in August, asked the Environmental Protection Agency on Monday to approve a waiver under the Clean Air Act to implement its new rules that set yearly rising zero-emission vehicle rules starting in 2026 and would end new gasoline-only powered vehicle sales in the state by 2035.
Because their power grid is so wonderful that it'll be able to charge all those cars.
It is going to be a calamity out there.
So there was a fleet that is buying I can't remember who it was, is buying a bunch of Tesla trucks in California, and I think it's to move all of that stuff in and out of the Long Beach shipping yards. And they don't have enough electricity to recharge those trucks every night.
Well, they use them on the big electric cranes.
Right. Well, those have their own built-in diesel generator. It's like the the cranes here at the
Oh,
Houston,
yeah.
Port of Houston. They have a big, huge diesel generator at the base of those cranes, so the crane can operate electrically. So your electric crane still runs on fossil fuel.
And will continue to, because it doesn't.
Except in California,
except
because
in
it won't run at all.
Right.
The only thing will run are all the Californians away.
I was thinking the same thing. The people are running.
And great news for radio fans of the AM frequencies.
Dun, dun.
Ford Motor Company will keep AM radio in all 2024 Ford and Lincoln models and restore it on 2 electric vehicles via a software update, according to CEO Jim Farley. In a tweet, Farley said the decision was made after speaking with policy leaders about the importance of AM broadcast radio as part of the emergency broadcast system. The company removed AM radio from the Mustang Mach-E and the F-150 Lightning and planned to discontinue it on all products moving forward. Farley said the company would look for other ways to deliver emergency alerts in the future. Ford's reversal comes after a bipartisan group of lawmakers last week introduced legislation to bar automakers from eliminating AM broadcast radio on new cars and light trucks, citing safety concerns. The bill would direct NHTSA to issue regulations to mandate AM radio in new vehicles without additional charge.
Yeah, the way they're going to do is they're going to put your mother-in-law in the back seat and smack you in the head and go, here's an emergency broadcast.
But if they can do it by software,
It means
how does the car cause the interference?
bingo.
Didn't I say last week that there's going to be some company that will invent something to override that? We talked about that.
If they can do it by software, to me, that means that problem didn't exist.
Exactly. And, that's
Well, streaming through my phone
But
was
what do
just
I know?
great.
frustrating.
Let me just say that. Okay.
The silver
The
alert
little devi-
messages.
the little-
Don's on the loose.
The little device that you plug in your Corvette to get,
My phone.
For the Bluetooth
that
connection.
type of technology.
Yeah. It's silly. But whatever. All right. Time now for a quick break here on the In Real Time Car Talk Show. We'll be right back after these messages. Stay with us. Everyone at the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, thank you for participating in the best cruise in around and look forward to seeing you again. You'll hear about the next cruise in date right here on In Real Time. Next time you're in the West Houston Energy Corridor area, be sure and stop in at the original Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex at I-10 and Highway 6 or the Katy location on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard. When passing through Beaumont or College Station, stop in and have Lupi's award-winning beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. There's always a celebration at Lupi Tortilla. Lupi Tortilla founder Stan Holt and his wife Sheila are winning racers on the NHRA drag racing circuit and have a collection of hot rods and classics that everyone appreciates. Look for them at the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In. The date will be announced soon and will once again be held at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex on 99 and Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 and Katy. We'll give you all the details right here on the In Real Time Car Talk Show and online. Donations benefit God's Garage. We'll see you then. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The award-winning In Real Time Car Talk Show is available on the most popular podcast channels out there in 30-minute episodes. We realize our 3-hour live show can be difficult to catch in its entirety, so now you can listen every day to a convenient, fresh 30-minute episode. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Audible, along with a dozen more. In Real Time has the most informative automotive guest interviews and new car reviews, along with popular features including Conrad's Car Clinic and This Week in Auto History, along with automotive news headlines. Our live broadcast airs every Saturday, 8 to 11 Central on InRealTime.com, the iHeart app, and on YouTube. Be sure to say hello when we're broadcasting from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, Autorama, and the Houston Auto Show, among others. Now it's easier than ever to hear about all things automotive all week long. You're invited to join fellow car enthusiasts in becoming part of the ever-growing In Wheel Time Car Talk family. Don't forget those 30-minute podcast episodes on your favorite podcast channel. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.